The message I enjoy sharing the most is overcoming obstacles. You know, whether it's a business group, whether it's children, high school students, college students, or disability advocacy groups, it's overcoming whatever we perceive as obstacles in front of us. You know, in my case, it was driving, dressing, education, career, and when people see me, they perceive I must have gone through, quite a bit. It's great to tell the story of just what I've gone through, and to be able to share that it's all about how we perceive the obstacles in front of us and how we get through them. Is really what I enjoy the most about sharing my story. I've learned that I can get through anything with hard work. You know, if it appears like I can't get a job, or if it appears like I can't land an account, or if it appears something, I can get through it. You know, maybe the steps are harder, maybe there's more of them, but as long as I think about what I'm doing and work through it, I can get to whatever goal I want to get to. Faith was, I guess, as with most people, sort of the building block of where I am today, the foundation. And I spent many days and mornings and evenings listening to my father preach, listening to friends preach, and realized that there's a message there for me. You know, when I talk and when I speak to people right now, I don't necessarily preach about what they should believe in, but I do believe in certain things, and it has helped me gain confidence within myself to know that I can deal with whatever situation comes about, whether it's no arms and no legs, whether it's parenting, whether it's career. Faith has been that cornerstone to be able to get me through these difficult times. I think it was a series of events, but really it was coming through Syracuse University. Once I made it through Syracuse University with a degree, and when others hadn't, I realized that I can make it. Not only can I make it, I can probably excel if I put the effort in. It was, there was some, questions coming to school. What would it be like making it through? But once you got the degree and threw the hat in the air, I realized, you know what, I can do this. And if I can do this, then the rest of it with effort can come too. But it was graduating Syracuse. If I didn't have a positive attitude, it would be very difficult, if not impossible, to overcome situations that I've been dealt with. And I've been blessed with a good attitude, but I use that to my advantage now. It's easier to go through life with a smile than it is a frown. Certainly people respect a smile and will smile back rather than something else. And I would rather have that back. So it's better to show it as much as I can, to feel it as much as I can, to look for the positive in the situation. Then I'll feel better about myself, and I think others will feel better around me. You know, I'm not perfect. I have my down times too, but I do try to look for the positive within every scenario so that I can smile through it. You can smile right back at me. My main goal is to share my story. My main goal is certainly, as I've mentioned, to overcome obstacles and to tell people that I've overcome my obstacles and hope that they can get something out of my story. I have really two goals as I've gone along through public speaking. The first is I don't want to preach to people. I don't want to tell others what they should be doing. I very simply want to share my story and hope somebody gets something out of it. But at the same time, I've realized that I had very few, if any, people to look up to when I was young, people with a disability. There was nobody there that was sort of my person I would look to. And so I hope that 1, 2, 3 people out there that hear me can find some inspiration, that I can serve as a role model to them. If that happens, then I'm very pleased with what's going on. I think the life skills that I learned at Syracuse University were being independent, having some self-confidence that I can overcome and persevere. Learn how to deal with people when I am different and when others are different. Learn how to acclimate and interact with other people. You know, when I see or hear stories about war veterans coming back, to realize what they must be going through, trying to interact into society. I hope other people can see from me that, you know what, I did it. I was able to acclimate into a society that is inclusive of diversity, and was able to enjoy it and realize that others can do that too. And that's what I learned here the most. Yes, I had a great education, met some great friends, but I really taught myself a lot about myself in dealing with other people and overcoming adversity and problem solving. I try to keep an open mind when new situations arise, but I also try to ignore maybe some of the voices around, you know, some of the people staring, some of the people asking questions of their parents. I know it's going to be, so I just try to ignore it as much as I can. But then to be mentally prepared, knowing that, you know, anything can happen when somebody with such a stark difference walks into a room. You know, there'll be some people that will ask questions, there'll be some people that will stare, there'll be some people that come right up to you. I know that's going to come, so as long as I'm sort of prepared for it, but don't seek it out, then I can get through the situation. The most difficult is probably still getting dressed, just from a time management standpoint. I've had years and years of dealing with it, but you know, from preparing myself on a timeline to realize, okay, I need 40 minutes to get ready, you know, and that's you know, real time. That's getting up a little bit earlier, that's preparing, making sure I have everything I need, especially if I'm traveling, you know, to making sure that I've got everything with me and I haven't forgotten anything. A lot of the equipment I've developed, so it's not anything I can pick up at a store. So I have to really think about, am I prepared for whatever situation can come? You know, beside that, certainly traveling presents its own challenges. Can I reach a gas pump? You know, can I walk around an airport? Do I have the right bag with me that's on wheels rather than on my shoulder? You know, am I going to be able to reach a washroom? So, you know, dressing and traveling create unique scenarios for me, and they're all different. You know, I can travel here to Syracuse, that's different than if I travel to New York with millions of people, or if I travel to the middle of Missouri where there's nobody. You know, they're all a little bit different, and I have to be prepared for that. I have tried, you know, maybe up until this age, maybe not beyond anymore, but I have tried to do everything once. I realized it helps other people view me, you know, with a really bad word, which is normal in my head. Helps other people view me as somebody that's just like everybody else. If I try everything. You know, my nature maybe not to, but I do realize that I need to do it. So certainly the roller coaster was a bad move on my part, but I survived. And I've tried certain things that I wouldn't otherwise try up until now. Now I hope I'm smart enough to realize I don't need to do that. I don't need to prove anything to anybody anymore. And so it's okay just to say, hey kids, I'm not going to do that right now, or my friends, hey, I'm not going to do that right now. I'm okay. I'll still be here at the end of it, and that's okay. I'm not going to rock climb. I'm not going to whitewater raft. I'm not going to put myself in the scenarios that I shouldn't be in. But maybe 10, 15 years ago I would have tried it. Competition's vital. It certainly set the stage for me to be able to get up every day and get going. You know, I wanted to be the same as my friends. I wanted to be the same as my peers at work, at school. And so competition started early when, you know, I realized I liked sports. I watched a lot of sports as a kid. I started to play, you know, wiffle ball around with my friends and started to throw the basketball around. But it wasn't really until I picked up a golf club and realized, okay, because of the scoring system, I can play this game and I can compete against somebody. And so competition started early. Golf was my outlet early. Later on in my career, sales has been my outlet. And it's great. It's pushed me to be the person that I want to be. And you know, I've got a passion in golf and a career in sales that I can compete against other people. It also has allowed me the perspective to take a step back and relax when those things are over with, to realize, hey, it's okay, not everything has to be competitive. But it has pushed me to be a better person and to, you know, to get through daily obstacles. I hope I teach my children that they can meet their problems honestly and with effort and not avoid them. You know, I think that's a hard thing. It's certainly something that I've had a lot of experience dealing with. And you know, my kids are 20, 12, 6 years old. They're not there yet. So the key for me is not to get frustrated that they're not there yet, but just through daily actions and through answering their questions and being the shoulder and being the parent, to realize, hey, in the long run, guys, you can get through this. If you think about the scenario that you're in, and if you work hard, and if you're honest about yourself and others, you can get through it. And I really hope that's what they get out of it. You know, what they choose to do in life is sort of their business. I hope they're happy in life. But I hope what they get from me is just some sort of work ethic, honesty, and realize they can get through whatever comes up. When I give talks, when I meet people, a lot of people will come up to me afterwards and be happy that I didn't preach to them, that I didn't tell them their business what to do or didn't tell students what to do. I just shared my story. And it's starting to really formulate in my head that that's what's important, not to tell you what to do, just to be who I am. The best inspiration comes when somebody doesn't tell you to be inspired, but when the story is there.